Hi everyone. Perfume auctions are some of the best ways to buy vintage perfume. Not only that, but if you're a vintage collector, auctions are very different from a store buying experience because these are personal items which private individuals give to houses. So the sort of items that come up in auctions are quite rare and quite unique that you won't be able to find even in a vintage store which stocks vintage stuff. As I have the fortune of living in Paris, I have access to a lot of auctions, and in the summer there were a lot and they were all online, so that was lucky that you could just sit in your bed and bid on lots of vintage perfumes hoping that you would win some. I lost out on quite a few. I was quite sad about that because it's very easy to get sad over auctions because you build up to this moment and then at the last minute someone else goes away with your prized almost possession. But I did win one lot for 40 euros, and at first I didn't believe. I thought it was a mistake, but no one else was interested in these beautiful perfumes, and today I thought that I would show you those 5 perfumes. 2 are in their boxes. Well, technically 1 bottle or 2 bottles depending on how you see a vintage perfume bottle. I'm just blabbering now. I'll start with the first one, which was the most strongest of all, and when I went to pick up the parcel from the auction house, all I smelled was this, and this is Bulgari by Robert Piguet. These bottles were produced from the start when Robert Piguet started his perfumes in the 40s right up till the end of the 50s, or I would say into the 60s as well. These are beautifully cut bottles. The text is so clean, so crisp, and it has like this decagon, I think, and it just comes off like this, and there's still some pure perfume left inside, and it's a rich lady's perfume. It's the sort of perfumes that I'm sure they were putting on furs and hats and all of those pretty 40s things. This is quite a big bottle. I already have the smaller ones which I've been after, and I was very happy when I got this. This is a 60 ml 2 fluid ounce bottle, so very nice. This was like this, already opened, unsealed, but just these bottles look so beautiful on my display, and I posted a picture of it as well on my Instagram, so I'll put a link somewhere. We can keep the streak going with BK, and this is the second one. This is probably my most favorite perfume, Freka. This is the pure perfume. It came packed in this tulle, this pink tulle like that, and then of course I opened it up, so it's been sealed for so long that it's keeping its shape basically. Early 80s, very beautiful. They stopped doing the clear bottles and they switched to black. I don't know if that was because of the way light affects the perfume. I prefer the clear bottles, but still I'm glad that they kept everything else the same. It's fracas. It's good old, strong, beautiful, heavenly fracas. The third one is just a bottle, but this bottle is from around the mid-50s. Could be earlier as well because I've seen ads for the same bottle from the 40s as well. And this is Jean Patou, it's Moment Suprême, which is supreme moment in English, and I mean it's just a beautiful bottle, and there's nothing else to say really. It doesn't really smell of the perfume, it smells like quite dusty in there. But it's just the art of perfume bottles, you know. No one makes them like this. This is an amazing perfume. I have a 30 ml pure perfume bottle of this from the 50s as well, and I'm gonna do a separate video on this perfume because it is such a beautiful perfume. It's a lavender amber perfume, and I remember the first time I smelled it, and every single time I smell it, it's just one of those smells which you just can't compare to anything else, and it's just so beautiful that you want to wear it a lot. Then you realize that they don't make it anymore, and then you just sniff it once in a while for fun. The next perfume is a very famous perfume from the 30s throughout the 40s, not so much the 50s and the 60s. It sort of came back and then went out again. But this, I want you to just look at the packaging itself, because the perfume itself has turned, unfortunately, so it doesn't stink, but the top notes have gone, because this is supposed to be a chypre, and the top notes, which are the citrus notes, have gone, so what I smell is only the woody part, which I'll smell now and tell you how it is. But this is Sheen by F.Millot. This is the pure perfume. I think it's a 1 ounce bottle. This is the box. Here we go on the back. This is where the auction house's sticker was, because every time you buy something they have stickers for organization, and unfortunately I wasn't able to get it off neatly. So that's unfortunate. But here on the back it says Crêpe du Chine, le parfum enveloppe comme le soie. It's comparing the perfume to silk. Now I'll open the perfume box and show you the beauty that is inside. That is how the perfume was presented. This like sort of comfy little bed made out of cardboard, and as you can see how like it looks black here, but it's like a very dark syrupy brown. The bottle itself is beautiful. Surprise at the back if you pay close attention. There's a flower carved in the glass, and that's the same flower which was used throughout Crêpe du Chine's advertisements. This was heavily advertised, so I assume this was very famous in the 40s. What I really smell are these burnt notes, so this poor guy must have been kept in bad temperatures, which is always a no-no for vintage perfume. But it's very oak mossy, and from my research that's what I've read as well. This was made in 1925, and this came in quite a few other bottles as well, but I was just very happy to get this because of the beautiful bottle with the design at the back, and it's just a beautiful piece of perfume history to show how beautiful packaging was, and how just opening it was an experience, as opposed to today where you take off the seal, plastic wrap, and the box looks generic and you just throw that away. It's sort of like we've lost something. The biggest, and I guess the best for the last. This is Worth. You fashion history experts out there, if you're watching this, will definitely know who Worth was and what I am about to show. I was very happy when I saw the bottle on the website that was up for sale but I didn't realize that this was going to be this big, because I just thought it'd be like a tiny bottle. And this is just a bottle, hence I said bottle, not a perfume. To me this is very special, because this is a perfume called Imprudence by Worth. This was created in 1938. This is a very rare perfume. I had never seen it before online anywhere. When it was in the auction, I was expecting it to be turned or empty, or at least I wasn't expecting it to be there. And that's because these Worth perfumes they're so of their time that I feel like when they were released and when people were using them, they were considered masterpieces and they were considered beautiful, but then very few people have been able to collect them or keep them for the sake of preservation, for people interested in the future and perfume history and all of that. But it's the typical Worth bottle. It's this very round bottle, and then I just love looking through it, and then you see like all my face go bubbly and warp. Anyway, that's a little fun thing I do when I have fun. Here, I guess it was like some sort of metal, and over time it has disappeared, because this bottle I assume is early 50s or late 40s for sure. So I can give it that if it's decided to turn. There was some spillage inside the box as well, which isn't that pretty, so I just won't show it. And just having this in my collection feels very special, because it's so rare. It's the House of Worth, which played a very important part at the early 20th century in fashion and with perfume as well. And it's just so unique, and even with the packaging, with the two-tone coloring, with the Worth and the Paris, and it's just I know that it's something so special, so it's very nice feeling to add this to the collection. Another piece of packaging that I wanted to talk about was a Lancome box, which I acquired through auction as well. This was another auction that I took part in, and I won a lot, and this was in it. And this is from the late 20s. I have not been able to place which perfume this is for, because Lancome used to have a lot of perfumes in their portfolio back then, as they do today. But this is just a beautiful presentation box. I mean, there's some padding here so the perfume would like snugly fit inside. It says Lancome here. You can get a close-up now, and it's just all of these nature inspired drawings, I would say. I mean, it's embossed in gold leaf, but it's just the pinnacle of perfume packaging. It's important to note as well that back then, perfume that was being advertised was just advertised as perfume. Unlike today, when we have eau de toilette, eau de parfum, and so many other variations. Back then, perfume was just perfume, and during my recent research, I just had this like realization that back then, women, mostly towards whom it was marketed, were using pure perfume. Not to romanticize the era, but definitely with perfumery, things were at an artistic peak, and it's beautiful to see it through vintage magazines, through the French magazines of the era, especially to see how romantic really all of the things were, and how beautiful they were, and how unsanitized they were, as opposed to today when most of the perfume advertising today is either sexualizing women or putting men into one box and women into another, which is so silly after all of this talk that we've had over the last few years over gender, how we've still not been able to overcome that. It's just beyond me. People in those marketing jobs need to be told that it's not right. Anyway, well, that was it for this video. I just wanted to share these few lovely, amazing, rare, you can insert that Lady Gaga gif here.
Brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique.
You can check out my perfume blog, which I have been writing over the course of 3 years now. It's j'aimeparfum.com. You also have the links for my Instagram down below. I also sell vintage clothes on Vestiaire Collective, so you can check my profile out if you're interested in that. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's just so much fun every single time I make a video and I go down memory lane talking about the things that I love the most, which are vintage perfumes and their smells and their boxes and everything. It's quite fun, so I hope you're enjoying this as well. See you next time. Goodbye.